That's
Hello!
Some, that's some very spooky music.
It is spooky.
Oh.
So, it's the 3rd of April, Ben.
Yeah.
Which means it's 2 days after April 1st.
Yeah.
And it also means...
Is that important for some reason?
It's 2 days before April 5th.
Yeah.
Which is when the album I'm most excited for this year comes out.
An album?
Yes.
I didn't know you were into music.
I'm big into the music.
You're big into classical?
In fact, today, now that we're recording this, one of our viewers' most anticipated albums of the year comes out. I've been speaking with someone at length about Devin Townsend's Empath record.
Empath?
Yes, which is his...
Not Empathy, but Empath.
His first big release since going back solo.
I know what that is. Is that like Empathy but without the Y? Is that like... What is that album about?
Empath is...
Oh my lord, this is...
Actually, I don't know. I'm thinking of it in the Star Trek context, which is basically like a pseudo-mind reader.
A what? What?
Yeah.
Look, I watched a fair bit of Star Trek. I don't remember any mind readers.
It's a next-gen thing.
Well, actually, that's not true. There were plenty of mind readers, just
yeah,
like,
here it is.
Devices that could
Chiefly in science fiction, a person with the paranormal ability to perceive the mental or emotional state of another individual.
Oh, right. I see what you mean. Yes, no, I do know what you mean. That's the sort of shit that's in all them weird sci-fi shticks. But yeah, I'm not familiar with the Star Trek ones. Whew. This is nasty. I wish I'd come in here with more health.
I did discover actually. Well, I already knew this, but one of the bosses at the many jobs that I work is a big Trekkie.
Nice.
But I just discovered that a bunch of our other colleagues are huge Trekkies.
Oh.
So we're at work today, just like spewing about Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
And how much we love it.
Have you managed to leverage that to get a raise at all?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I hope that is a big confirm and you're just being coy about it, like I usually am.
Ooh.
This is messed up. All right. That's okay.
That was entirely you.
We're getting back in the swing of things. We're learning the game. We're learning how to deal with Ava Beatrice when she corners you over a chasm of death. It's with the shotgun.
Yeah. So last time we were in DOOMineko, I said
you had something to tell us.
I said I'd speak about fictional positioning. Because it's something Magus here is a big fan of.
Magus.
Because of his, I'll pick and choose how I like things. Oh!
Well, that's not so good.
Because of one of his favorite, if not just his flat-out favorite tabletop role-playing game, Blades in the Dark.
Yay! The best game.
Uses it as kind of your way to gauge what your effectively modifiers to the role will be.
Position and effect.
Yes.
The two words that you'll hear me say the most. Except for, like, I don't know, death, because that just seems to happen a lot.
You're so edgy.
I'm the edgiest. Dude, that's what's so good about Blades in the Dark. I'll tell you all about it when you're not about to tell us about your detective solving. So.
Well, I think the thing I wanted to kind of speak about is, like, one of the things I have the most trouble to when it comes to stories in general...
Empathizing.
Is
showing human emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. Being an empath.
Like,
one might even say.
Yes, it's almost like I brought that up on purpose.
Excellent. You didn't use the segue very well, but I understand.
You butchered it.
What else am I here for?
I don't know. But, like, one of the things that I found myself doing towards the end of DOOMineko, because that's also, like, around when we finished our Blades in the Dark campaign, was using fictional positioning kind of as a guide to put myself in the character's shoes, right?
Sure.
Because one of the things with, you know, reading a story with a lack of empathy is that you tend to have a lack of understanding for what a character could or should do in a situation.
Sure.
Right? So going in and viewing it with the perspective of fictional positioning kind of lets you get in a kind of hybrid head of the character and the writer where you think what they could do in terms of where they are fictionally positioned within the story to make an action.
Sure.
And, you know, then elaborate on that, rather extrapolate from that what they should do.
Okay. Are you telling me that you are looking at the story with love? Is that might be another way of putting that?
I think that I approach it far too analytically to ever say it that way.
Wow.
Because as we've covered at great length, I'm a heartless monster.
It's true, it's true. I'm the empathetic one who loves everything and all sunshine and roses and no murder. And you're like, yo, bring on the murder. That's that dynamic.
Exactly.
And there's no line in between.
Absolutely.
There's nowhere where that
no gray area.
No gray areas. But yeah, tell me.
but let's say...
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Let's say, for example, like when we got to, I'm trying to think of an DOOMineko example in case people decide to watch this show but not Higurashi.
Oh yeah, you're right. We can't talk about Higurashi because there'll be spoilers.
I'm not too worried about it, but I just want to be cautious nonetheless.
I mean, let's be real. Most people who've read DOOMineko have also read Higurashi.
How dare you.
So anyone who hasn't read Higurashi first is just playing it wrong. So, you know.
Excuse you, sir.
Come on, think of an example while I cover for you.
Yeah, so I think like for the end of episode 8 where we got to, you know, Burns' game.
Sure.
Right? Or for when we got to Lambda in episode 5 being the game master. That was kind of what led me to saying like, well, you know, Lambda's the goofy one, she'd obviously pick Battler to be the bad guy because it's like the wacky thing to do, right? Because in that situation, you've given Lambda control of the story, but she still has to work within the bounds of what the story lets happen.
For sure.
Then you consider, like, what is the story that, what is the story that Lambda would be trying to tell? And that's kind of like an extrapolation on fictional positioning, right?
For sure, for sure.
Which for me, you know, like, I normally wouldn't have approached that situation with, like, well, how does Lambda feel?
How is she thinking
as evidenced by when, you know, Battler and Beto were leaping from the tower, and you were like, well, this is clearly, you know, Lambda having fun, and I was like, what are you on about?
Who has fun in murder mysteries?
So, like,
Lambda ships them.
That was kind of like why I was led to one conclusion, but not the obvious following conclusion, because of the way that I was using fictional positioning in that manner.
What?
I'm very confused.
I was like, the button, it must be the thing. Although this will be very useful for the future. If I die, I'll be able to shoot them all from out here.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I have to do something over here probably. But yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so I think that, like, it's one of these weird things where a lot of the stuff that we do in role-playing games is very applicable to the stuff that we do in murder mystery stuff.
Sure.
Because the way that we play role-playing games has kind of led us to a certain approach to storytelling.
I mean, yeah, like, the whole reason that you and I, like, hang out together is because of role-playing games, and so it follows that the media we'd be interested in, the way that we tackle that media is in a similar way. We like to think about, you know, what will we do in that situation, but not just in the idea of, like, when people watch zombie apocalypse movies, here we go. They're like, well, I would, you know, if someone got bitten, if my mother got bitten, I'd just shoot her in the head right there, because I know that they're going to turn into a zombie.
But could you actually do that?
Exactly. And that's the approach that we take, is like, well, let's put ourselves in the character's shoes. Let's imagine that we're not ourselves.
Did you hit the button at the far end of the room?
Huh? No, I haven't. I'm just looking around. Imagine that you are, you know, that character, or that you're in that situation. Oh, God. Like, you can't just imagine in terms of what the most practical thing is, or the optimal thing. You got to think about in terms of what that situation is and how it feels to be in that situation. That's
it's like, you know, with the whole thing of me being a heartless monster, right? Is that only applies to me when I'm, like, reading stories.
Sure. Are you telling me that you're not actually an awful human being?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Ah, okay. I see how it is. You and Nick are on the same team, ain't you? Yeah.
But, like, you know, it's an entirely different circumstance to, like, remove myself or not even be able to connect myself to characters in a story, as opposed to, like, as opposed to how I approach other things. Like, for example, I was debating right before we started whether or not I'd bring this up on the show, but I just
let's do it.
What was effectively a conspiracy theory video about Rooster Teeth.
Bait. Let's go.
And, like, you know, on the one hand, I'm sure that the conspiracy theory had some valid perspectives on how, like, you know, Rooster Teeth went on to tarnish the product that Monty had made, and
Ruby,
his whole goal with that project. But at the same time, it's like, you have to remember those are still people making those decisions. If you just immediately go like, oh, bloody corporate junkies.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like, it was Monty's vision, but he's not the only person on the project. And when he passed away, it wasn't like, even if in spirit and, like, they still honor his name at the end of every episode, but it is not his project anymore. He can't work on it, so there are going to be changes. That said, I'm still with most people that say that seasons 4 and 5 were trash.
I don't think that saying that the product got worse afterwards is really the point of contention here.
No, for sure.
It's more just like, I think that a lot of people tend to blame Rooster Teeth as a corporation.
Yeah.
When, you know, Rooster Teeth the corporation, when Monty passed away, was still relatively small enough that everyone knew him and was friends with him, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's still people and his friends making those decisions. And I think that in a lot of environments, it's important to consider things in that way.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what just opened. But no, I'm with you. They're still human, and they still have, like, their own... Like, there was a lot of fallout. I can't remember who exactly it was. I think it was Monty's wife and one of the lead animators and all this sort of thing. I see I have to, like, run down there. There were all sorts of people who, you know, there was a bit of a war going on within the production team and within the fans as to, like, what was okay and what wasn't, and who was ruining what.
That's tight.
It is, yeah. There must be another way down there. But at the end of the day, like, all you can do is look at the piece of work objectively and say, these are the things that are wrong with it, how can we improve it?
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, that's gonna be a bit better. And, like, how can we, you know, like, kind of weird thing to say, but, like, how can we best honor Monty Ohm's passion and his drive that he had to put forward the project in the first place?
Yeah,
right?
like, one of the things for me is one of the companies I work for is, like, it's a pretty bloody huge company. And, like, I have to deal with people on the other side of the country pretty often. And a lot of the time, it can just be like, oh, God, these idiots on the far side of the country don't know what I'm talking about. But, like, you know, you have to remember that there's the communication difficulty of having to live your life with people on the far side of the country by email.
Yeah, for sure.
And, like, you know, some people have different skill sets, and other people have, you know, like, grown up in entirely different eras.
It's a very tight kind of run. No, I feel that. Well, I mean, yeah, I haven't had quite that problem in my work life, but certainly, like,
Here we go.
It's not there, though.
It was down.
Hold on, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought...
Either that or I just, like, blinked.
Oh, let's see what happens if I do this.
1, 2, 3,
4. Count of 4.
Hold on, wait. Hit it, turn around, and see if it... 1, 2, 3... Okay, yeah, so it's not like one of those weird...
Yeah, that's what I was checking. That's why I was like, yeah, it's just on a timer. So it's gonna take me a few tries to get... That's awful. Let me see.
I feel like there's got to be a better way than this.
There must
this is pretty
be.
sketchy.
This
Also, who is that on the floor?
You know, Igarashi,
Oh, I
character,
see.
Arc 3. Anyway, no spoilers. Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be something I can do here, but I'm not quite sure. So why is there that green group? Is that from killing them?
Yeah,
Must be.
that's what happens when you shoot Will.
It's messed up. Poor sweet baby Will. Anyway, we might cut forward a bit and once I've figured this out. Actually, what's this button? Oh my god. Okay, we're cutting back in on that. I've got it. Bam, bam, done. Okay, well, there we go. That wasn't too bad, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I have the blue. That's so dumb.
The thing is, the painful thing was we discovered the more difficult option there first, so we were like, oh, here we go. This is it's just a hard trick.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let me just try over and over again. Let me just slam my head against the wall 100 times. Anyway, we made it. So sorry, yeah, we're back.
That's one of the things I love about some modern game design is where they really bait you with a more difficult trick there until you figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in particular of one of the
one
of the bosses in Dark Souls 3. Was just like it had a cheese just sitting in the room, but it wasn't obvious to you what the cheese was.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't figure it out until like my third playthrough. So yeah.
So like if you'd gone through and fought that boss the whole way through, like good on you, but
yeah, no. I mean it's not an especially tough fight either. It's, you know, it's long, but there are only really 2 attacks that particular boss can do. Anyway, point is, yeah, I feel you. That said, I do enjoy games that really reward you for figuring tricks out, not just in terms of like combat. Did you ever play the Deus Ex games? Have you played any of these?
No.
There is mild spoilers for the DLC for the reboot Deus Ex, but there is a situation where shit's oh no that was a fucking trap. What am I? That was really fucked up. I'm gonna go get some help. Anyway, I'll tell you the story while I get some help.
Yes, please do.
So in Deus Ex, there is a DLC which is like it's pretty neat. You know, it's kind of whatever. You're on like a ship. and you gotta escape, and you've lost all your augmentations for whatever reason. It's mostly just so that the DLC doesn't have to take into account your main campaign, because it happens like halfway through the campaign. Not that there's any continuity you really need to worry about. But anyway, point is, there's a situation towards the end of the DLC where, like, the bad guy is like, I'm going to send an electrical current that will kill everyone here, all the civilians, all the important NPCs, everything. And you're told, like, you have to make a decision whether you want to divert the power from the like, hundreds of innocent civilians that you don't really care about, or this one really important NPC. Shut up, Erica. You're not even alive. Anyway, but you have this decision of like, do you want to save 300 random people that we don't care about, or you want to save one person you do care about? Spoilers, I'll always pick the second option because fuck the damn NPCs. However, there is like a super secret place you can go where you can like completely shut down the power and save everyone, and the game doesn't tell you anything about it. It's just something you have to figure out for yourself. And I really enjoy shit like that in games. Like, I enjoy when, like, if you are determined enough to try and, like, try to beat the level, because it's like a time limit and everything. It's like a 10-minute time limit. It's like, which one do you want to pick? And you're like, well, surely I can do something else in this time. And it's possible that you just won't find that extra stuff. You won't find the, like, way to save everyone. What did I do? I just hit a button, right?
I think it opened up the gates back in the, back in that pillar room that was spiraling with Okinobi on them.
We'll see if we can find that. But yeah, like, I really love games like that. I know that the original Deus Ex, like the original one from like 1980 or whatever, also has a level like that. Where it's like, your brother's been sold out and he's gonna get murdered, and he's like, get out of here, you'll never be able to kill all of them. But you totally can. Yeah. That sort of thing.
I'm trying to think of another game that did like a really good sequence like that. I'm sure
Deus Ex has a couple that are really good in the remake and the original.
I'm sure there are definitely some examples that I've played, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult, I think, to make those situations feel like fair, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because there's always a possibility. Like, I find this in a lot of Zelda games doing the puzzles, which, like, I have a mate who loves Zelda and he's making me play, like, all of them. But there's always a point in the game where I'm like, the puzzles are just too obscure and I do not know how to solve them. And he's like, well, obviously you just have to use this item, this item, this item. I'm like, how did you even see that? Right? But it's very difficult to make situations like that where the game doesn't tell you there's a third option to make it feel fair, I think.
Yeah, I think, I'm trying to think, oh god, I'm really struggling for names of games at the moment.
I'll see if I can help, tell me.
But like, there was one game that I'm thinking of which did a really good job of like foreshadowing the third option in the ending.
Sure.
So like, it spent the whole game kind of like...
You mean DOOMineko in like episode 5? Yeah?
Sure, let's just go with that. But like, you know, spending the whole thing foreshadowing like this mechanic that would be an option in the final fight, but wasn't really presented as a mechanic in the final fight.
What in the hell are you talking about?
I can't remember.
It sounds like a fascinating little game. I just have no earthly clue what you could be referring to.
I'm gonna beat myself up over this for,
that's all right.
far too long.
That's right. I know that what'll happen is we'll hit the stop recording button and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it was. Is that which key did I get? No, I got the gold key.
I don't know.
What was the gold key?
It's kind of like...
I need to get some health.
I've very much grown up and played a lot of video games, but I'm not much of a gamer.
Yeah?
Had this long-running gag with a group of friends of mine that I was #NotAGamer, and they just bring that every time I started talking about video games. They'd be like, oh, well, you can't trust him because he's a #NotAGamer.
He's not a gamer! How dare you. Exercise from the friendship group. Get out of here.
But, like... We kind of sat down and we were like going over one of those like Twitter lists of like, pick your top 10 games that influenced you when you were young, and I was like, I don't know.
None of them, yeah.
Club Penguin, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of any games that like influenced me when I was younger. Like, I can think of books.
Yeah.
Most of the games I played were like the Fisher-Price games. There was one game, it was called Fisher-Price Castle, and it was that the king had like lost all his knights and he had to find them, and it was like a point-and-click little kids puzzle game. And one of them had been like eaten by a crocodile, so he had to feed him the right kind of food, so he'll spit him back up. And then eventually he got to like fire catapults at a siege tower. It's great.
You're just gonna keep running at that pool?
I am. I'm just trying to figure out how to get up, but it's not working. Anyway, yeah, point is, books, like, the only real like media that I, like off the top of my head that really shaped me was Frank Herbert's Dune, which is a fantastic book.
I saw you drop that in the comments.
I have, look, I will never not talk about Dune, because it's a great frickin' series. I also can't find this stupid... Oh, there it is. It's a great series. It's a great little sci-fi series. It's like... I've been reading a lot of the 40k lore, and a lot of that seems to come straight from Dune. One of the kind of defining aspects is about how humanity's afraid of artificial intelligence coming to kill them again, because they already tried that once, and they beat back the artificial intelligence, but what if they come back? And apparently that's where the, like... technological
Is that not just invincibility then? You just want to grab that and run rampage?
What do you mean? That? No, that's health.
Is it?
Yeah. That's overcharge health.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's alright, I'm the one playing the game. I remember this shit. But yeah,
What's
like,
the invincibility again?
it's a golden sword.
Oh, right, yeah, which is also the same as the BFG for some godforsaken reason.
They're very similar looking. But yeah, no, 40k is like taking a lot of shit from Dune, which is interesting. Because they also have that problem of like, what if the robots kill us all, so let's not build any robots? And then they realize that everyone else is building robots,
yeah.
so they fall behind.
I do absolutely love the 40k lore. It's
like
so over the top.
I don't like this at all.
Hit
Look
that
at this
map.
shit.
How big of an area is that?
What is it? Tab?
Tab.
Yeah, look at that shit. Look how big that is.
Oh my god.
That's like the size of the entire, like,
That's-
other area.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's gonna be a big fucking boss.
So,
room.
oh god. I just have to, like, grab the key and run, right? I don't have to kill anything in
Yeah,
here.
this is gonna go just fine.
I won't get locked in here, I'm sure. Hold on, let me just check my... Oh, good.
This is gonna be another
Look
goat.
how much I've got!
Oh, thank goodness. It's gonna be a straight another goat situation, isn't it?
Blaze it, my dudes. Yeah. I got 420 armor.
Yeah, this is good.
Alright.
Oh!
What is
good
happening?
Lord.
Here we go! Oh, what is this shit?
I can't wait for you to just
What
kill
is this?
yourself with the BFG.
I'm gonna...
Oh,
I mean,
God.
I'd like to shoot whatever it is that's nearby before I hit that. No, I don't. I need to hit it now. I need to hit it now. I'm out. I'm out,
Okay,
bitches.
thank God we had that overheal.
Oh my god. Ah, get out of here.
Oh my God, it doesn't pass through mobs.
No. It just explodes on them.
Thought it was meant to be a big laser beam.
It's not. That's only in the remake. In this one, it's just, it explodes on people. That wasn't so bad. So right, so I thought that what I'd do was that I become one of those deaf mutes, but also I thought that I would shoot them from within
Yes,
there.
yes,
But that just goes up and down.
We
and-
noticed, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was... We would have been so fucked without that overhealth.
I know, we'd be on 11 health right now. Or less, actually. Actually, I think we'd be on...
I mean, we
what?
picked up health when we ran out. We would have been dead.
Oh,
right?
you're right. We might have been dead. We might have been dead. Well, I'm glad that we survived through that. Hopefully we won't die again. Oh my god. I'm just gonna get all the good shit. I don't want to press that. I don't want to press anything. I don't trust buttons anymore, you know? On the plus side, we get a bunch of rockets, which
Did
is
you
really
ever
nice.
trust buttons in this game?
No!
Okay.
Go back, watch episode 1. I don't press a single button until I absolutely have to. That's just how it is, boy. So you press buttons.
That's just the thing, moving up and down.
I know it is. It's horrifying. All right, let's see what's happening here. You gonna fuck me again, game? You gonna come after me? You gonna take my life? You gonna take my...
Oh, it's a race.
It's a race against time. Let's go. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's jam!
There we go.
Yeah, made it. What was that? Someone just fucking
I
shot
think
me.
we just missed one in the corridor, but that's fine. Just leave them.
It doesn't matter.
We don't need 100% completion.
We don't need it. We need the
100%
completionist.
completion is for schmucks.
Oh my god. They've repopulated this area again. You know what's great, though, that I like about this? It's that if you didn't kill the enemies, if you were trying to do like a pacifist run, or you didn't have enough bullets, they would just keep spawning enemies on top of them. It would just be more and more frickin' enemies, and you would just be screwed. I might not even be able to... Bloody hell. There's so many of them! And by so many, I mean like 4.
Oh
4 is a
well,
lot.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Get out of here. Whew. I might just use the shotgun. There we go. What's that from? Is that Mortal
It's
Kombat?
Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Fight!
Never played Mortal Kombat.
Me neither. Actually, I might have. I know I have played some like random fighting game like arcade machines, but I don't know if it was Mortal Kombat, if it was some knockoff like Tekken, you know. Fight me in the comments!
Oh boy.
Or fight each other in the comments.
We just have no gamer cred. That's what
True.
we've basically
We
discovered
need to play
through the
more
duration
video.
of this
Yeah,
show.
we need to play more video games, dude. Straight up. That's what we need.
I don't have the time.
We need to stop working and making radio shows and playing DOOMineko. We need to play some real games like Frogger. It's a good game, by the way.
I've never played the original.
Oh
Frogger.
my god, go play Frogger.
I've played variations of Frogger.
I would love to get that. I just have no clue how to get it. There's gonna be like a button somewhere that I can shoot, right?
I don't know. Let's go open that red door.
I suppose so. Alright, to adventure!
And beyond?
Yes.
There's one Erica to the left there.
She's not dead!
I genuinely did not think either of those rockets were gonna hit, but somehow they both
because they have a little bit.
Headshots.
They have a little bit of auto aim. Oh, that's the end of level. Oh my god, we're so low on health.
Well, we can always cut and try to figure out how to get that.
I suppose so. All right, well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at this door. We're gonna remember how beautiful it is, and then we're gonna cut. Oh my goodness, what a fancy door! I'm so glad that we now have 200 life and 200 anti-magic.
Isn't that miraculous?
Tower. Isn't it funny how that happens? It's a good thing I didn't almost die trying to get that or anything.
You know, I was honestly, I was really just considering opening the console and typing fly just to.
We're not
save
doing
us
that.
Time.
We're not doing that.
We genuinely went and got those secrets.
We win them.
And nearly died in the process.
It will forever be cut. I'm not leaving that in. But just know, I almost got crushed by a ceiling. It was great.
Yeah. This is great.
You right there?
I enjoyed that far more than I should have.
I'm just glad I didn't die during a cut, because that would just be awkward.
Maybe we should just save that for like the very end of the series. Just show your reaction to being crushed by the ceiling.
Sure, yeah.
But like completely out of context.
Oh, of course.
It just happens.
It'll just happen. Yeah, I'm gonna save it.
Alright, next time.
Next time.